Hello world, it is me again. I'm sorry I don't have my microphone titled Barry, so I don't know how the sound's gonna be on this. I hope it's decent enough. but I'm in Bangkok, Thailand, so let's start shoot this beautiful place. Lots of birds, a lot of fun stuff going on. And the reason I haven't been posting for a little bit of time is actually very intentional. I know that in the past I've talked about how I've procrastinated and I want to hold myself responsible, but these 2 months that I've not been posting have actually been absolutely intentional, and they've been absolutely nourishing to my personal life and my development. Um, just kind of what I want to talk about today. The fact that even I'm in Thailand right now is crazy story that I will save um, for another video, because I've decided I'm going to be posting every single day for the next 30 days, even if it's just a few minutes of me giving you updates on life. But I feel this calling. I feel like I have been called to step on to share my story, to share things that I have been learning and doing. And when you feel this calling outside of yourself, it's really hard to not follow through with it, especially because for years I wasn't, apparently. um, for years I've actually believed in the hustle and grind culture. I've been one of those people who believed that if I stepped away from work, if I stepped away from the city that I was working at, that my life would come crashing, my work would stop, and money would not show up, and all that kind of self-limiting crap that usually was a self-fulfilling prophecy, because my mental bubble was completely concentrated in the lack of or in what could go wrong, versus believing that things could be better. The reason I'm sharing this is because when I started this YouTube channel, I was in the bang center of probably the most difficult period in my life. Uh, I'd already been going through long-term depression for almost a year and a half or so, uh, and then as I started this channel, I was going through a separation and divorce with my partner of 7 years, while my father was diagnosed medically with something very challenging, and my family was completely shook by that. And all of this while I had to deal with immigration stuff, and also rebuild my career, and there was just a lot of different things. And that's where I felt this need to start a channel and start sharing things. And I think these past 2 months I've taken time to go back inside and realize even more deeply that there's so much I could talk about AI and film and all these other things, but ultimately none of that matters unless I could share my story, and all of us share our stories, which is really, I think, the essence of why we experience life um, as the individual that we are. And there's a lot more fun stuff I'm going to be sharing as we go, but today I just really wanted to I felt this burning need to share that after all these years of hustling and grinding and not giving myself a break, and not listening to my body, not listening to my emotions, not listening to anything else, I've spent the last 6 months absolutely soaking in every bit of self-care, self-love, and self-nourishment that I can, and self-development. When all of that started, I had a choice. I could have gone down into an abyss, but instead I decided to start taking care of my body again. I started working out. I started, eating healthy. I started meditating, spiritual practices. All of that stuff did not stop. They just amplified during that period, and I think I can proudly say that I've not felt better in a very long time. And that's really what I want to share today. And the world makes us believe that time is limited, that money is limited, that we need to be a certain way, We have certain obligations, and to show up for people that we love, people that we care for, people that maybe we don't even love and care for. But you know, they don't teach you this in school. But the most important thing of all is showing up for yourself. And it took me almost 34 years to finally realize that the reason I was suffering and the reason I was going through a lot was because the most important person in my life, which was me, I wasn't showing up for them. I wasn't showing up for myself. I was busy showing up for someone I thought was love of my life. I was busy showing up for my family because of obligation. I was busy showing up for friends and colleagues and collaborators and whatnot. But I really wasn't listening to what I wanted, to that inner child in me. And 6 or 7 months now into healing and trauma release and all sorts of practices, I'm here at a place and time where I can gladly say I'm happier than I've ever been before. And I think that's the very basic foundation of what I want to share. You don't need to be doing anything. You don't have to be doing anything. You're not obliged to be doing anything. These are all limited constraints that have been put on all of us. So if you haven't already, please take some time just to be by yourself. Even if you have a partner, even if you live with your family, just take some time for yourself. Go on a holiday, go to the beach, go on a hike. I don't know, whatever makes you happy, and sit down with yourself and just ask yourself, what is it that will make you happy? What is it that you have not been listening to? And once you start hearing that, it is magic. And I tell you, the creativity, the technology, the work, the money, the friends, the relationships, they all start there. And this is not woo-woo. This is quantum physics. This is science. This is deep spirituality. Call it what you will, but this is true. And even if you absolutely are a skeptic, you know somewhere deep down that there is a power within you that, when tapped into, can achieve miracles. But to do that, you got to start by listening to yourself, by spending time with yourself and acknowledging the fact that you are all that you will ever have till the day you are gone. And this is not meant to to say that people don't matter. It's not meant to say that love doesn't matter. It's not to say anything cynical or sad of that kind, but it is just to say that none of that matters unless you start here. With that, I'm gonna hop on my bus and get to my next place, but I will reach out to you guys again tomorrow and we'll talk more about some of the very cool and exciting stuff that I've been working on and I want to share with you guys. Inspired actually by some of you guys actually. So anyway, I will see you soon. Thank you so much and have a great day and a great week and remember to be kind and be happy.